Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. How y'all doing down this morning? How was your week? I'm excited. We'll get started because won 3 matches on Thursday. He got two first place ribbons, 1 second place, and then 1 champion ribbon because he went I believe he went 7 rounds on the last round with this one little kid. It took him some time to get that little baby down because that was a little hefty little boy. So it took him some time to get the baby down, but he got him down. So yeah, shouts out to Cameron. Don't bring your kid expecting him to hold back. Cameron holds no prisoners. Girl, boy, he was wrestling little girls, little boys, everybody. But yeah, I don't know. It was exciting. It was exciting to see. I usually kind of stand back because I don't want to be that parent that's screaming do it. I don't want to be that aggressive parent. But that last little boy, he was giving my baby a hard time, so I had to push. I'm like, Cam, roll him over, Cameron. Roll him over. Hold him down. Put your weight on him. And the only reason I got aggressive because I'm tired of y'all kids. I'm tired of y'all parents sitting on the sideline. Y'all not even sitting on the sideline. Y'all are not supposed to be on the damn matches. On the what's those things called where they wrestle? What's the mats. Y'all are not supposed to be on the mats. Some of y'all parents is too daggone aggressive when it comes to these sports because some parents was standing over top, literally over top of their child screaming, get him, hold him down, don't let him go, you hold him. I'm like, why are y'all standing over top of these babies? Give them their space. Stand off on the side of the mat and scream. But y'all don't need to be standing right over top of these daggone kids because they looking at y'all. They not paying attention to what they doing because they looking at you trying to hit, and then their coaches is on one side trying to scream and tell them what to do, and then the parents standing on this side. Just shut the hell up and let them kids do what they do. But anyway, my son won 3 matches, so I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
That's good. I don't know if
what you got going on?
Ain't got nothing going on, girl. Just a regular schmegler degler Saturday for me. I was supposed to go Christmas shopping today, but I ain't going because I don't feel like. I'll go next weekend.
I can say you only got 1 weekend left.
I don't really have nobody to shop for though, because Jalen don't want nothing, just money towards him a car. What else? My best friend don't want nothing. She don't even know what she
said. Just money for a car.
Money towards the car.
Okay.
And
what are you trying to get him, a BMW?
Right. You know, no, he had his eye on this really, really, really nice Infinity that he really wants. He's been thinking about this Infinity for a very long time. So
is it the is it the G30, G35?
It's a Q50.
Okay.
So he wants an Infinity and he wants to get it for Christmas. So plans, he's been working very hard and saving his money, which he needs to do.
Responsible. Now, are you putting him on your insurance?
Well, actually, he's only 20, so it's not. Yeah, I wouldn't even want to put no insurance in his name, so I would just get it in my name and just have it under me until he turns 25. Because insurance for kids his age or people his age is going to be extremely high.
It sure is.
Probably an extremely high car payment.
They always start off high when you're younger. I hate it.
Because they feel like you irresponsible, but it's so many people like my age still having car accidents that are very irresponsible. So
right.
I don't know.
It's not us. It's the other drivers on the road.
Right, exactly. So that's
Good.
all he wants. I probably get my niece and my nephew a couple things. But I don't really have anybody to shop for. You know, I don't really have anybody to give anything to. You know,
I like that. I like that age where they not asking for too much. You know, I still have the stepping stone. I still have the little stepping stones. You got Gemma and the Barbie phases and all them expensive daggone LOL dolls. All them expensive LOL dolls and stuff like that. And then you got Camp, which they didn't have a really bad they didn't have a really bad list this year. They had I think for the most part, I don't know who had the longest list. I want to say Kylie had the longest list. The only reason Kylie had the longest list is because he said me. I cannot. Or did you say me?
No, he said me.
What you want for the Christmas? Only person that had the longest list was
hi, making a call from the Style Lounge Boutique.
Good morning.
34 Maryland Avenue. Oh my God, you guys. I have to upload the videos from the pop-up shop that was this past Sunday. It was an amazing, amazing, amazing time. And I really, really, really enjoyed myself. I didn't try to get close to too many people because, you know, I still had a little cold left in me. So, it was really nice. I love the lady selling her tumbler. She was selling like little crock charms. They were very nice. So for my girlies who are very bougie and like, you know, labels, she had like Gucci, she had Prada, she had YSL, she had them all, and she had even the cutest little ones for kids and everything. It was a lady there selling shoes, slightly, you know, gently used shoes. Too bad it was nothing my size because she had some really, really, really dope shoes. And I really like this one little rainbow pair, but she wore a size 10 and baby, I wear a size 7. It ain't no way I'm getting that. It was somebody doing customized paint kits. So she had different ones, whatever you think about. If you're a Ravens fan, she had those for the Ravens. For my D9, she had those for the D9. And BlackRoses, you do have someone to buy some for me.
Oh,
yes.
You got 2 more added to your list, ma'am.
I should have said that.
You should have said nothing.
But she, the girl who did the customized paint kit, she does sipping paints. So if you guys would like to get her information, we'll be sure to post it. She does sipping paints. She does everything. She does a variety of things. I really, really, really enjoyed going to the pop-up shop. And I really enjoyed it. And like I said, for my D9 folks, she got all of them. She got Q, she got Zeta. She had a whole bunch of them. We had Whirly Possessions with her crystals and her sage there. The DJ Shut Up Shannon was definitely doing his thing. He had the Christmas music going, but then, of course, you know how it go. It turned right into a house party. Old school mix, and it was really, really nice. Paparazzi, someone was there selling paparazzi jewelry. It was another young lady there. She was selling like sweatshirts and bags, and I cannot remember. Lionheart, I believe it was Lionheart. I think it was Lionheart. She was there selling bags. She had all the Gucci bags, Prada. She had everything. She had it all. It was quite a few people there. I didn't get the lady who was selling the candles. I did not get her information. And I forgot about her. And I'm trying to think of who else was there. Oh, Keisha. Keisha was there selling her slippers. She was selling her mixes, her drink mixes, which was really great. She had this one drink called a peach cobbler. It was so delicious. Girl, you could really easily get fucked up off those drinks because it was like, it was so good. So right. And then Keisha had little gift baskets as well. I think her name is Shady Girl Accessories. I believe that's her name on Instagram, Shady Girl Accessories. Oh, Tamika, thank you for inviting I.Am.She. It was really, really, really amazing. Yeah, Lionheart Apparel. That's what it's called. Lionheart Apparel. She had some really great sweatshirts. She had some really nice trucker hats for all my people who like trucker hats. She had some really dope trucker hats. It was tumblers, charms, and more, I believe. Her tumblers, anything you could think of, she had it. She had the cereals, she had the football team, she had the sayings. Her tumblers was really, really cute. I'm trying to think. Oh, the lady from Bishop's Closet who was selling the shoes, her shoes was really nice as well. But it was a really great turnout. I really enjoyed. I really, really, really enjoyed going to the pop-up shop last Sunday. So be on the lookout. Maybe another one coming soon near you. You know, get you some last-minute holiday gifts. Christmas is 15 days away.
Yeah.
15 days away. So you still have some time to get some last-minute gifts, get some things going and moving and shaking for your family and your friends. So
definitely.
Yeah. Let's get into these hot topics, though. Let's get into these hot topics. So my first hot topic that I really wanted to talk about was the 18-year-old mayor who got elected, the youngest mayor in the United States. He's a Black man, 18 years old, in Earl, Arkansas. It's a small town in Arkansas of about 1,700 people. I looked it up last night. It was about 1,700 people, predominantly Black, 85% Black. I think it was like maybe 1,500 Black people and like 200 white people or something like that. And it's a predominantly Black small town. And he is 18 years old and got elected as mayor of Earl, Arkansas. I thought that was really, really, really dope.
Who cousin was he to get elected?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Who did he know? Who did
he got elected, and I was really happy for him. Trying to figure out. Let me get his name. His name is Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith is the newly elected mayor, 18 years old, of Earl, Arkansas, which is a predominantly Black town. Once again, it's about 22 miles northwest of Memphis. So, you know, and the children shall lead them. Absolutely. And the children shall lead. But, you know, this is a little off topic, but I was looking at this new show on Fatal Attraction called Sins of the City. And one of the episodes was about Ahmaud Arbery, who was a Black man gunned down by the father in his time. Anyway, I said this that the town of Brunswick, Georgia, where he grew up, back in the day before after slavery was abolished, it was a predominantly Black town made of predominantly Black farmers, and they were farming rice. So this was one of the most successful towns in the South, in Georgia, that was all Black. I'm gonna say all Black. Really, it was an all Black town. And when white people saw that this town was up and thriving, they came in and stole the land from these farmers and sharecroppers, and basically said, hey, this is my shit now, you know? And I said that to say this, with this town being predominantly Black, we still living in an era that we're living in where racism and all of the prejudice is still very much alive today. I know we not our grandfathers and our forefathers and our ancestors, but what stops white people from coming onto this property or to this city, shall I say, and stealing what is theirs? Because this is a predominantly Black town. I'm assuming it's a thriving community. Like, I just worry about things like that. And the question that I asked to one of our listeners, Miss Michelle Sewell, she should be watching. She better be watching because she told me she was going to watch. I asked her a question, and the question that I asked was, if you were white, right? If you were white, and you are in the South, and you inherited this land, let's just say you're farming corn, right? You own this cornfield, and it's like 200 acres. You find out that your great grandfather stole this land from a Black man. What would you do?
They not gonna give it back.
What would you do?
I think it's only right that you give the land back, but they not gonna give it back because they not gonna give it back because I feel like they don't ever want to be held accountable for the things that their ancestors do. Right. So they do little things. They do other little things like they'll do they'll basically overshadow, what's the truth and what's behind, where their land comes from, but they won't never hold accountability for it. They'll cover up. I mean, just think about how much they actually cover up, to make sure that their ancestors' names aren't tarnished.
Yeah. Nate summed it up. They're going to keep living their privileged life. Absolutely. And it bothered me to really think that if you really think about, like, because when I was listening to the show Sins of the City, it's on TV1, and when I was listening to the episode about Ahmaud Arbery, and he was talking about the Black people who was owning this town, who had this town up and running after slavery, and how white people came in and took over, how they caused the friction between the community because they divided the town.
I can see that.
Into white and Black. You came into our town, divided us up, and said, "Oh, this is our part and this is your part, and you get the poor part, and we're gonna get the part that you already built up. We're gonna."
But this is the thing, though. Like, if there was so many African Americans within that town, I don't understand how they were able to push them out of their land and out of their property.
I'm not understanding
because this
you have to think about it. A lot of Black people in that time were uneducated, so this is right into slavery.
So they didn't know better.
1967. This is not like 1950 anything.
So they just didn't know better.
Yeah, they didn't know any better. This is like 1800.
But it has to be a way. I feel like there has to be
most of the towns in Georgia, or even in the South. But I'm gonna just say Georgia in particular, because if you listen at some of the stories and the things that you hear, these towns were owned by Black people and white people, like Forsyth County in Georgia. Yeah, I believe it was predominantly Black at one time, and that was just a whole racist white town. Lake Lanier. Mm-hmm. Lake Lanier was a Black town that they flooded and made into a lake, a vacationing spot. And now it's like, oh, it's the white town. Lake Lanier, I believe, if you listen to like some of the stories, underneath Lake Lanier, which I believe is in Georgia, is a whole entire town that they flooded that was predominantly Black.
But the other thing is, I don't think us as African Americans, I think some of us still have that slavery mentality, especially a lot of the older African Americans. They still have that slavery mentality. And the issue is that we don't push and fight as hard as those people to say this is our land. They push, they go through all avenues, they go through politics, they go through politicians, they go through every avenue to push for this land to be notated as their ancestors' land, and we don't give pushback. Mm-hmm. We're still so illiterate. We don't give pushback. If we do the research that they're out there doing, I think we can get those lands back. I really think that those lands can be taken back. It's just that we're not putting in the time. We're not putting in the effort. It's just kind of like, with us, it's kind of like, oh, well, it's nothing we can do.
That's Lake Lanier, Nate. Is that Lake Lanier? I believe. Yes.
Yes.
So imagine how they came in. This was a whole town, and they came in and flooded this town with water to make it a vacation spot for white people.
But again, it's that we, like you said, we weren't that educated, so we didn't know any better. It even goes as far as this is my issue when it comes to us not knowing any better. And as far as police, all this police brutality and letting these police officers come in and do what they want and say what they want and pull you over and try to say all this other stuff. If you are out there and you doing, you running the street, so even just as a black, especially a black male, be knowledgeable about the laws. Know your rights. That's the biggest thing that we don't know. These people, these white people that are coming and taking these lands over, they are researching. They're hiring attorneys and everything else to pull and keep this land from us. Do your research. Look through your ancestry. Look and see, you can find that stuff out. But we're not given the pushback. We're just kind of like, I believe it's so many towns, especially in the South, that they've taken over and they've created these high rises and these those gated communities that are not theirs.
Tulsa, Oklahoma being one. Where is what was the first Black Wall Street? Well, only Black Wall Street. And look at how they came in and took over Tulsa, burned it down, killing millions of our people,
right?
Just killing us. It's so heartbreaking, like just to hear, some of these stories. Okay, it's just to hear some of these heartbreaking stories that I was watching the show and they go into the back history of some of these towns, like DeKalb County was predominantly Black at one point, and it was just, it still is predominantly Black, but it was just saying how some of the white people came in and took over, just to see and hear how white people just came into these thriving Black towns and were just seeing how people were thriving outside of slavery and taking over and just saying, oh no, this our shit now. And it kind of like how Christopher Columbus did the Native Americans. Kind of like how he did.
That's what I was getting ready to say. So it's a town close to here called Pembroke. Mm-hmm. It's I believe the tribe is Lumbee. Yeah, a lot of my friends are Lumbee, and there it's Indian town, and that's what happened here. They said that the whites came in, the KKK, they came into this town, and they tried to take over, but the Indians fought back. Their grandfathers and great-great-grandfathers, they fought back, and guess what? These Lumbees still have their land to this day. They have a whole tribe and everything because they pushed back, they fought back, and they probably were just about as illiterate as we were back then.
Wow.
But they fought back.
But see, we were fear was driven into us. Fear was driven into our minds to say, oh no, we can't fight back. We can't do that. Until our ancestors' minds to say that. But it's more hot topics that I wanted to talk about. But that kind of just got carried away on that because it kind of like, it touched me a little bit when I saw that little boy the 18-year-old became the mayor. So, but
when you pay attention to it, if you notice, I talked about this a couple of shows ago, how a lot of the younger people that are our age are actually now doing the research to find where their ancestors were, where the plantations, and they're finding these lands that these people, that the white people, and they buying them back. Because they're not paying attention to them. Buy them back. Do your read. That's what I'm saying. Do your research. Educate yourself.
You know how we buying them? a lot of the white people that took over, it's not thriving. And,
exactly.
And for me, I believe in karma. So that's just like our ancestors like, no, we finna want this shit. You know, like
buy them back. They are buying it, and I love it.
We're buying them back, and I love it. Yeah, me too.
But one of the hot topics I wanted to touch on, I couldn't wait to touch on this hot topic because it was just so fast how it came up and then it was gone just that quick. R. Kelly.
Oh God.
It's that good. R. Kelly dropping a song.
God.
It just hit social media. Oh my God. This song just played over
Did you listen to
over. Yeah, I listened to a little bit of it. The song played over. They played it all up through social media, and within minutes, they blocked everything. They blocked social media. They blocked every platform that somebody pulled it up. And then I read later on last night. I read he tried to come back, or his publicist or somebody tried to come back and say he never posted. He never did that album. Somebody tried to say it was him, but he didn't leak that album. He's not making an album in jail because he can get in trouble for that. So they try to come back and cover it up, saying, oh, he didn't do that. He's not in jail making no album. He don't have the resources to do that. But they blocked him on all platforms. He tried it. Oh, it is. It's an old song. Yeah, he tried it though, but they blocked him. So I think somebody in his team leaked the damn song. I think they did to monetize off of it.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
But that was funny to me. That was too funny. Mm-hmm. And if it was an old song,
the song came out almost 2 years ago. So yeah, he was saying that. He said he did not do that. He didn't do it.
But listen, where was the song at when he was in court and they was trying to fight to get him arrested? Where was the song at? Why wasn't the song brought in the evidence?
I don't know.
Of him admitting that he like young girls. I mean, he locked up. Granted, he's still locked up, but
I hope he didn't say that in the song.
Why would you even make a song like that? And everybody heard the damn song. Why y'all pushing? And if everybody heard that shit
in the song, I know he didn't say that in the song.
I don't know. It was just really crazy. Social media is crazy.
Liking young girls don't make you guilty.
Yes, it do.
I mean, it do if that's what you've been convicted of.
Right.
In a sense, that's like saying I like to steal. That's like saying you got locked up for stealing, and then you come out with a song and say, "Yeah, I like to steal." Like you like, well, you did it? Did you steal it? Like But anyway, let's get into our guests for the day. Underage and young are two different things. You know what?
No.
Right. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because I'm 37 and I could date a guy that's 55. I'm young.
Yeah.
That don't mean I'm underage. I'm young.
Right. That's true. Okay.
In his mind. Or I could be 35 and date a girl that's 21.
He dated underage. He went underage. He ain't go young. He went underage. He liked them underage because he could manipulate them. That's where the problem came in.
We're not even gonna talk about that because at this point, my thing is, where was the mother and the fathers?
Waiting for their check, duh.
Where is the mother and the fathers?
Waiting for their check, duh. The hell? They do that. They still do that. They still do that in other countries. They sell their daughters for goats. Do that.
Think about it, though. Think about it. Making 13-year-old girls marry fucking 25-year-old men in them other countries. But we ain't gonna talk about that. Anyway, let's get into our guest today, y'all. We have a special guest today, you guys. He is hailing from New York. I forgot what he said he was from. I don't know if it was Brooklyn or the Bronx. I forgot. But
Chicago?
No, he's not from Chicago. He's from New York. I think he's from Chicago.
He's from New York.
You pulled it up? You want to read it? Because I
was.
Go ahead, you can read it.
Yeah. So a little bit on what happened to my screen? Hold on, something just popped up. What's his name? Is the guest
Das
Rollie?
Das Rollie.
Das Rollie. Okay.
Yes.
So Das Rollie, a little bit on his bio. So
your phone is breaking up.
The DMV area. 2022, Rollie released Best Kept Secret, his latest DMV area, and immediately got the industry taking notice.
Okay.
What you say? Oh, don't cut me off. I'm still reading. No. Okay. At the end of 2022, promoting his Pour Me a Cup. I've heard that. I like it. I'm feeling it. Dos has been blazing stages from city to city on an uncomparable grind to be one of the most sought after in the business. Okay. The Raw Street group member turned solo offers raw lyricism. Is that it? Lyricism?
Lyricism.
Y'all, I'm sleepy. Don't worry about me. Deflecting harsh realities of the street, all the while remaining very creatively flexible and versatile in his topics. The first single off the new project, Shorty on Go, is anticipated and expected to do numbers both in downloads and radio spins. Will be dropping on February 14th, 2023 worldwide. I want to know what platform.
Okay, Shorty on Go gonna be on Valentine's Day.
I want to know what platforms.
What platforms? Well, you get to ask him when he come on, girl, because I want to know too. I don't know what's going on. Hi.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Good morning.
I'm good. I'm blessed. Highly favored.
Finally, you're here. You're on the show.
I know.
So good to finally meet you.
No, I was tapping in with y'all, listening to y'all off the day.
It's so good to meet you. So pronounce your name, because I don't know if it's me or her.
Oh, it's Das Rollie.
See, I was right. Yeah. Das Rollie.
What did I say? I said Das Rollie. No, you said dos. I said dos.
You said dos like Spanish.
No, like dos.
Yeah, like dos, like Spanish.
Oh, I said dos. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Told you I was right.
So wait, where did you get that from? Like, what does it have?
My last name's Dawes. It's like my last name's bro.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody call me. I have a very common first name, so my first name Chris. So everybody don't call So everybody just call me Dawes. Makes it easy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You say Chris? What Chris? Chris, that be down the block. No, but
you say Dawes is just me.
Dos Rollie. Okay. So so Dos is your last name, and where did you end up with the Rollie? Like, where did that come in?
Yeah, Rollie's like El Presidential, like top of the line.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah, the best you don't get.
So give us a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about myself. From VA. I'm from Chicago originally. I moved out here probably like young age, but I'm practically from VA, DMV, the area. Been rapping for quite a while. You know what I mean? Got some stuff out. Got some good stuff going for myself. Just keep pushing. I write. I wrote some songs. So I write for people. R&B, hip hop, pop, all types of stuff.
Nice.
Okay. So what's your genre? Do you have one genre?
Genre?
Yeah, genre.
I said genre. Genre.
I guess I don't.
What's your genre?
What's your genre?
I'm in genre. You know I'm in genre. It's too early. Leave it alone.
It's too early. Chill out. Chill out. What's your genre? You trying to get a little bougie on me. You off the chain. It's early for you. We gotta let you take a nap.
Right. I don't know, y'all. I'm off today. I'm off today. Just let me go. I'll come in later, or just let me wake up again.
Your genre is like rap.
Let me start over. Let him answer the question.
Yeah. I mean, I would say
the words like first shit.
It's hip hop for sure. You know what I mean? That's my main.
Okay.
But I do everything though. I do pop, hip hop. It don't matter. Whatever the mood is, whatever I feel like.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
How long have you been doing music?
I'll say over 10 years.
10 years,
so
okay.
Like 10 years. Like seriously taking it serious, probably like 5. But, you know, everybody say they do music, but like actually putting, you know, behind myself and actually, you know, putting out stuff to the world, I'll say about 5 years.
Ooh,
okay, so what made you start to take it serious?
When I knew I had it.
You better.
When I knew I had it. A lot of things you could do, but I don't just want to wait because I back myself. I spend my own money. I do my own thing. I promote. I do all my advertisement and everything. Sorry about my car seat, but yeah. So when I seen like, all right, look, I got it. I don't sound crazy out here. So let me go ahead and put that money behind myself, you know, because I believe in myself. So
absolutely,
and that's what go hard.
So it said that you was a part of a group called Raw Streets.
Yeah, Raw Street. That's my gang. That's my people. That's family.
Are you still in that group?
Yeah, for life. It's a family thing. It ain't never going nowhere. So.
Oh, okay. So is it like a rap group or is it like
it's a group. It's a rap group, but we write and everything. So we got like singers. We got, we got rock people that do rock. We got beat makers. We got all types of stuff.
Oh, nice. So it's like a family,
it's a real family. Yeah, we grew up together. We started it when we was in high school, and we never stopped for real.
Okay.
Cool. Nice.
So tell us about this this new song, Pour Me a Cup.
Oh, pour me a cup. Pour me a cup is obvious, you know. Pour me a cup, like.
Pour me a cup.
Like I'm trying to get right. You know, I'm trying to have a good time. Pour me a cup. Pour me a cup of what I want, though.
Okay, I like that. I listened to it and I really like the song. I'm trying to give him a second. He'll play a little snippet of it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but I like Pour Me a Cup. I want to know about Shorty on Go.
What is
that? What is the song based around?
No, you know, yeah. not on Go like that though. Like Shorty on Go, like she don't go for me. Like she don't go for whatever.
Okay,
like,
cool.
You know what I mean? She my rider, so she don't go. Like don't get too crazy. She'll go on you. Like I ain't gotta say too much. You know?
Yeah,
right.
And you wrote all the lyrics to that song?
Yeah, I write everything.
And who did
the beat? He's a writer.
I know. I'm just saying. You know, somebody might have.
My boy out of Europe. He makes all my beats.
Europe.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Europe.
Yeah, he's been doing my beats.
Do you ever travel to Europe to do shows?
No, so we setting up something for this coming year right now for spring. So we trying to put together like a little tour out in Europe. Yeah.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, trying to do a little something. Trying to make
so you are in New York right now at the moment? Like, is that where you're living?
No, I be everywhere. Like I be because we took our business Raw Street out into LA, so they're in Hollywood area. So I be in Hollywood. I be in New York when I'm with my manager Casino FG. You already know. So I be out there with Casino, and then you know most of the time VA. I gotta chase that bag. You know what I mean? Until everything start paying my own bills, then you already know I gotta get my own money.
So do you do shows in VA or?
Yeah,
what
shows
part
everything. Like right by DC.
What part of VA?
Woodbridge.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's like Woodbridge.
Do you have a show or anything coming up?
So that's why you stay in that DMV area.
Yeah, right.
Cool.
No, I have I'm waiting to. I got some stuff in 2023. We just trying to make sure everything is legit, locked down the right way. Make sure everybody, getting what they're supposed to get, and I'll put that out here shortly once I know everything is final. I don't like to put people out and you ain't finalized nothing. So
true.
They final. I got like 4 or 5 shows already to start. 2023 off right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good. Are you charging people for your show?
Yeah, like certain shows. No, I do. It depends on the event. Like if I'm doing it for somebody that like out of a favor, I'll do it. You know, I love music. I do music because I love it, not because I have to. You know what I'm saying?
I like
so,
that.
Yeah.
Are you with a label or anything? Or are you just like independent?
No,
right
my
now?
own. My yeah.
So are you and your group Raw Street? Are y'all trying to get your own label, or y'all just trying to?
Right. Well, to take it to the next level, you probably have to do like a joint venture. But yeah, we ain't trying to sign it.
Yeah, that's
good.
Yeah. So it's like you guys want to keep it like in house.
Yeah, we want that generational wealth. We don't want that I'm rich, but I'm
rich, but I kind of owe them
around me be rich.
Right.
And like I want this to be my money, not I owe you some.
Yeah,
okay,
none of that.
That's good. Yeah. Do you have any videos out? Anything out for Pour Me?
I got
a video out for Pour Me a Cup.
No, I got a lot of videos. Pour Me a Cup video is actually done. I just haven't dropped it. Yeah. I got probably like another 15, 20 videos already done to like most of the stuff off my album. I just haven't dropped a lot of it. Because I'm in the process. I'm working with my my girl artist too, so and she got a big time single coming out. So I've been like I'm doing a little bit. She's a rapper.
A rapper, cool.
Yeah, she's fire.
Yeah. And she's from
what's
BA
the name?
Or the DMV?
Yeah, her name Yaya.
Yaya.
Okay.
She's from the DMV?
Huh? Yeah, she is.
She is. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
She coming soon, 2023. You know.
Okay. He happy about that. Look at him. He happy. Yeah. She coming. They coming.
He like, yeah, she coming. Yeah. 2023, y'all
keep your eyes out. I promise you.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Okay.
Well, do you have an influence behind rapping, like a mentor, like an influence? Anybody
that makes good music as my influence. I'm not really.
Who would you say make good music?
I listen to a lot of Meek. I'm not gonna lie. Like Meek, probably one of my favorite rappers. Yeah, him. I like Jay a lot. I like lyrics because you listen to my music. I'm putting bars. I ain't doing. It's gonna be good music, but it's gonna be it's gonna be on topic where you can follow, not just a whole bunch of rah.
So you're not like really into like the trap thing. You're like into.
I do trap too, but if I'm gonna do trap, I'm still gonna get on there right. I'm just not gonna do it just to do it. Yeah, I know that life too.
I'm about to start an argument. Who's the best lyricist?
What you mean?
Right now,
Right now, Bexler.
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive? Bexler is dead or alive right now. Oh man.
You want to do alive and not dead? You want to just do alive?
Nah, you could dead or alive. It don't matter. I mean, to me, no. I mean, because when you talk about lyrics, man, there's so many people. It's different areas. Like Nas is crazy nice, but I wouldn't put Nas up against like a Fabulous. You know what I'm saying? Like Jadakiss is crazy too. Yeah, Jadakiss is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I like rappers like that. Jay-Z's crazy. So I mean, best lyrics, I don't know, man. Right now, that got the game in the chokehold as far as lyrics wise. Shit. I don't know. I'll probably have to get that to. Yeah, Fab got to get it. Fab crazy.
What?
Yeah,
out of all the
people. Look, and I listen to Meek so much, but when you said lyrics, you didn't say songs. Like,
but I'm saying, like, because I think Jadakiss is a great lyricist.
Yeah, Jerry, but Jay don't really put out a lot of music though. Fab goes crazy. Y'all heard his last mixtape? Nuts.
Who, Fabulous?
Yeah, he's nuts. Like I'm honest.
Let me be honest right here in this moment. I'm not big on rap music.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm not big on it. I'll listen to it. Like if I hear a song and I'll be like, okay, I like that. You know, but I'm not like really like, oh my God, I gotta go get that. Well, let me stop lying. Because when Jada dropped the last album, I did hurry up and go get that. I did download that. When Jada Kiss dropped that last album, I did go grab that. Because I really, really like Jada.
Yeah, his last album was fire too, though. A lot of people sleep on Jada, though. So
yeah, they do.
That's like obvious, but I mean, yeah, if you're talking about right now, though, that's putting out
constantly.
Yeah, it's either Meek, Fat. But see, I love J. Cole too. See, it's so hard for me because
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say I'm about to battle you because I'm with J. Cole.
Yeah, J. Cole crazy. Yeah, I know that. J. Cole crazy, but it's so hard to pick. But if I had to pick, I don't know. I just like Fab. He fly talk, so you know what I mean. He talk very fly.
He does.
He talk. And he's very witty. A lot of people you gotta really listen to him to understand him. But yeah, J. Cool's fire though. We already know that. But yeah, I can hang with all of them. I can hang with all of them easy.
Really?
Okay.
Lyrically, yeah, easy.
Freestyle?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
I'll spit you some bars. I mean, I freestyle, but that's like in a moment type thing. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? We kind of vibing, but yeah, I'll give some bars anytime. Like, I'll give y'all some raw bars. It ain't nothing.
No, I'm just saying, are you a good freestyler? Like,
I'm a good rapper.
You better.
Yeah, you feel me?
You that. You said I'm that. Yeah.
I am
him. I am him. Okay, I like that. I cannot. So I'm waiting on Nate to see if he can play the song. I don't know. He said give him a second. I think he's trying to pull it up out the email.
No, that's no problem. Do your thing.
So
how y'all day going?
It's going good. Yours?
It's not.
I told you I'm blessed. I woke up this morning. Ain't nothing I can really complain about.
Absolutely.
That's right. So one of the comments, I don't know what one of the comments said, let's hear something.
Y'all want to hear some bars?
Yeah. Give us what you got.
Somebody challenging you?
Tanya said, let's hear something.
Somebody challenging you.
Y'all cool. I can cuss and all that. I don't, I don't want to be disrespectful. Is that cool?
No, you listen.
Look, you gotta.
This show is a millionaire for me because, honey, I
that's the first queen. That's the first queen.
I'm gonna cut you. I'm gonna cuss. I don't care. I'm gonna use my words.
All right, I got you. Say, look, here we go. Look, long nights in the summertime. I don't step on niggas' toes unless it's undermined. If that beef that important nigga underline. Old pig ass niggas, I don't fuck with swine. I'm so official, make them blow that whistle. Foul play, get you a tech. Little nigga better know the issue. And I ain't even gotta do it cause I know you tissue. Both of these dyke bitches come and kiss you. Mwah. It's gonna be a cold summer. So I'm smacking niggas and bitches. I'm giving out my old number. I'ma turn into the old thunder. After it hardened, I'm giving out KDs for the whole summer. I know numbers, see I do that. They ain't gotta be a rim for niggas just to shoot at. I quarterback this shit. It's a breeze, nigga, true that. Even though it's summer, Rollie had to bring that flu back. Dolls. Summer.
Did you like that, Tanya?
Okay.
Show me like.
Did you like that, Tanya?
Okay. Got a little pressure.
Whoa, that's something slight.
Heard a while ago. Big ups to you.
I like
what you say?
I said that's something slight.
I said he had a little pressure. I like it, a little pressure.
Yo,
pressure.
You did it. I heard you got that. You know.
Little something. Yeah, crazy.
Where can they find your videos? Where can they see your videos at? YouTube?
Oh yeah, go check. Yeah, just Doss Rollie everywhere. If you type in Doss Rollie, you can find everything. DOSSROLLIE. You'll find everything you want to find about me.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Apple Music too.
Yeah, that's my Apple Music. Everything. I'm everywhere. Spotify, whatever type of phone you got, you'll be able to find me.
Okay, cool. And are you so in your group Raw Street? How many other rappers are there?
Shit. I mean, it's at least like I'll say another like 7 to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all have songs together.
Keep it tight.
We got a tape coming out too soon. 2023 is called Mercy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fire. You know what I mean? We talk about everything, you know.
So is there a separate YouTube?
It's Raw Street. Raw Street.
Is there a separate YouTube for?
Okay. He said yeah.
Yeah, Raw Street. Same thing with like Spotify. We got the label Instagram and the label Spotify's and all that, and you can find all my music, of course, on the label. But you'll have my separate too if you just want to listen to me. But you want to listen to everything we have, yeah, go check it out. It's fire. We don't drop nothing but bombs, I promise you.
Oh, excuse me.
I promise you.
The fuck is you talking? I'm about that cash for real, yeah. You know that I'm with it, lil' mama. You know that I'm tell you, babe, what you saying, though? You know if I hit it, lil' mama. You know if I'm kinda strapped like Rambo. She said she never flew private. Hop on strings like a banjo. From back in the bando. Things was running, I'm giving them handoffs. I'm ahead of my class, little nigga. Don't compare me with none of these boys, cause them niggas trash, my nigga. I'm deaf to all of that noise. These niggas faking. Me and them had no relation. I never been so complacent. Me and my dreams adjacent. Look what I'm facing. Little nigga ain't no replacement.
Okay. So that was a snippet of Pour Me a Cup?
Yeah, snippet of Pour Me a Cup. Go check that out. You can see
I really like that song. I really did.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Wait till you hear this other stuff I got coming out soon. Some fire.
And what other song did you send us?
I just sent y'all a freestyle. That's it. I ain't send y'all nothing else because a lot of that stuff is on, out on Apple Music and stuff. But I was gonna send y'all some stuff that ain't out yet, but I was like, Casino was like, hell no.
With too much heat.
Casino was like, hell no.
Not Casino was like, hell no. Okay, Casino.
I know. He like, hell no, don't send nobody. Ain't nobody heard that. We in talks with this and doing this. You can't do that. I'm like, all right, man.
That's good.
Said you too excited. Sit back. You too excited.
Yeah, I know.
I want to hear that Shorty on Go though.
Oh yeah, I'll send that to y'all. I'll actually send that to you when we done. And I'll let
cool.
you listen to that.
Okay. I want to hear that. Hear that one.
Yeah,
okay.
I like that. Well, shout out your social media, your find you and everything.
Look, man, everybody, y'all, thank y'all for having me, first of all, and then y'all can catch me, Doss Rollie, DOSSROLLIE official. That's my Instagram. I got hacked on my regular one. They out here wilding. But you can find Doss Rollie everywhere. That's from SoundCloud, Instagram, Twitter. If you type in Doss Rollie, it's only one of me, baby. That's it.
And you said it's Doss Rollie official on Instagram?
Yeah, it's Doss Rollie official. I got to rebuild my page back up. I got hacked. But it is what it is. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with a fresh start.
Nothing wrong at all.
Absolutely.
Y'all go stream his music. It is on Apple Music. That's where I found it. On Apple Music. You said Spotify, YouTube.
It's everywhere. Just go to Google. Go to Google. You go to Google, type in my name. You're going to get the sidebar.
Google
pop up with the sidebar. And it's going to have all my music wherever you can find it. Just my name pops up. Yeah, it pops up like, like you're going to look up for Drake. Like he get the little sidebar. I got one too. Yeah, just go check it.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right, Doss. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
We really do. Thank you for finally coming on.
Thank y'all for having me.
Stream his music, Apple Music, anywhere where you're streaming. Please go listen and support this young Black brother. He is doing great things out here. You keep striving, you keep pushing, keep doing it. Great music, great freestyle. Okay.
I appreciate
Love to see you more in the future. Whenever you having a show or anything, let us know where we can come support.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Y'all stay tuned. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all keep going hard. Keep your foot on their neck. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't give up on. Go hard. Tell them you got to go hard to go home. Ain't no in between.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And shout out to for hooking us up, which is his manager. Shout out to you, Casino.
Casino FG.
I believe he's watching. Thank you. He definitely kept his foot on my neck about having you on, and I really appreciate him. He's such a great person. Wonderful personality. Thank you for coming on. Awesome, Doss. Casino, good going.
You.
Thanks, Erica. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you. Such a pleasure. Yeah, he did an awesome job. That freestyle was everything. I hope you were satisfied, Tanya. Tamika said she found your video. It was fun and cool. I heard it a while ago. Big ups to you.
That's love.
Don't forget us.
Chill out.
Right.
I know. Hey,
come back on the show. Come back on the show.
Yeah,
we wanted the first interview.
I know.
Gotta bring
remember them two girls, BlackRoses and KD. Like, this is what I heard.
I gotta bring Yaya through anyway. Yaya going, I'm telling you. So
right.
I'll be make sure y'all get the first. Thank y'all so much, though. Y'all have a good
one. No problem.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your day.
Have a blessed day.
You too. All right, bye-bye. Yeah.
Bye.
That was awesome.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, that was really cool. I didn't think he was gonna give us the freestyle, but he did us a freestyle.
Tanya pushed it out of him. She said, "I was nothing but the best." Yeah, it was really nice. He has a really nice flow. I love his flow. Really, really, really enjoyed his flow.
I like his attitude. His attitude was really
he has
great.
A great attitude.
That's how you gotta be.
Yeah,
that's
it is.
Exactly
and I like
how you
they
gotta
have
be.
that team going. That's a really nice, good thing they got going on. They got people making beats. They got people doing everything over there. I like that. That's how you supposed to do it. Get you a gang of them, and y'all just go hard.
Absolutely. Invest in yourself, like we always say.
Absolutely. I can agree, Nate. I can agree.
Shade.
He ain't being shady. He's here for real.
Absolutely. But anyway,
I'm crying.
Anyway, y'all, let's get into this topic. Older siblings. I cannot read today. I don't know what's going on with me.
I don't know what's going on with you. This girl holler. What's your genre? What?
I just told you. I don't know what's going on with me today.
What's your genre?
I need to start the whole show over. I'm out of it, y'all. I promise I am. Older siblings raising. I don't know. I told you, I don't know. I just woke up today and I'm just out of it. I'm just not myself today. I don't know what's going on. I got to get out of this funk or something.
Oh no.
Y'all excuse me. Y'all look back at the old shows and just, excuse today's show because KD is off today. But anyway, let's
thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really, really appreciate you. Thank you. Doss was definitely a wonder to have on. He was amazing.
Absolutely.
He was really amazing.
Let's get into this topic.
Older siblings raising younger siblings. Listen, honey. It's like you they mama. Cause where your mama at? Where's your real mama? I cannot listen. I'm not gonna say I'm an older sibling. I am the second oldest, but I still had to do some form of like raising my two sisters that are here. And baby, that is the hardest thing to do because the first thing they gonna say out their mouth is, "You're not my mama." You right, I'm not, and your mama not here. So I am.
And that's probably how you said it too. That's right, exactly how you said it too.
See, but Portia came when she was more so in high school. It was that Ashley gave me a hard way to go. That girl.
I'm mad how you looking in the air thinking about all the time, like you doing a minute.
All the things that she did, like she wasn't a bad kid. She was just one of them kids that were just like, I want to punch you in your face. I remember when she was in 5th grade. I remember this very vividly, actually. She was in the 5th grade, and I kept saying, like, dang, actually, you coming home with no homework. It's like Christmas now. Every day you don't have homework. So finally, I had a parent-teachers conference, and I went up there because, at the time, my mom was in her active addiction, so I was basically her mother. God, get up there. The teacher like, yeah, Ashley don't turn in her homework. I said, wait a minute, man, what homework? You don't give her homework. The teacher said they've been getting homework since the first day of school. When I say I went home and whipped her ass, because where your homework at? How you just not turning your homework?
You whipped your sister?
You think I didn't beat her? I beat her. I beat her. And I beat her bad. And I beat
But you should have been checked on that the first week of school. Like the second week, you should have checked on her.
I was leaving her, and I was like, okay, she's in the 5th grade. She wouldn't do those things. She wouldn't, girl. I was dumb and gullible.
It's certain things you believe in your child, and it's certain things you don't. You got to think back when you was her age. I know. I think about everything
that homework. With my ass.
I think about everything in every play and every move that I made when I was those kids' ages. So then I know it's certain things you believe in your child and certain things you don't. And I know.
I never lied though. Like for me, I love school. So for me, and I love learning. So it was like whenever I got the chance to do my homework, I was doing it. I was like, I don't, and my aunt could probably vouch for this. I was never that kid that would not want to do schoolwork or not want to go to school. I love going to school. Even to this day, I love learning new things. I get that excitement. Like when I was going to college and I was in college, you know how when the start of the semester is coming, I always loved going to school every single day. It was like, oh my God, what are we going to learn today? What we gonna learn today? Like, I love learning. I love learning new things. Even as an adult, like even now, it doesn't matter. When people teach me new things, I'll be like, wow, put that in my mind. I love learning. I'm for real. Like, I love to learn. I love to learn.
I do. Out of kids, Gemma is the one that loves to learn. Now, Cameron to catch it, David to catch it, but they hate it. It's so boring for them. They hate doing work. They hate doing homework.
Did it with my brother Kenny. Because all of y'all are very, very older than Kenny. Kenny was. Because he's like close to Sharon's age, and you guys look like 60s, right? Many blessings, Dawson Casino. Thank you, Glenda. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much. Yeah, was you ever? But you don't give me that type that was that sibling that had to watch your brother and sister, your brothers and sisters. You don't give me that vibe that you had to do that. Did you? I'm talking to you, Katie.
Oh, I thought you was talking to what's called.
Where are you today? Are you here? Do you need to log off and come back? You need a break.
I don't know.
She said, like I'm talking to you.
I thought you were talking. I am not.
Exactly. She has to be or drunk from last night. What the hell is wrong with you?
I'm not.
The fact that I really was talking to her, she sat there like, yeah.
I promise you. Listen, I'm just not here today. I'm telling y'all I need to go back to sleep and start over. I was not here for this show.
Did you have a rough night? Did you not get a good night's sleep?
I don't know. I just woke up so freaking tired. I went to sleep early. I went to sleep at like 8, 9 o'clock. But I just woke up so freaking tired. You know what? I know what it is. I did a lot of overtime this week. Even though I work from home, I did hella overtime this week.
I don't need bye. Anyway, did you have to help with raising your brothers and sister? Because you don't give me that vibe. You was that kid.
Yeah, no, yeah, and no. So, Mama lived across the street when I was, when I was younger. She lived directly across the street from us. So. Yeah and no. So the person that I had to raise most, really not raise, but kind of take care of, because, at the time when Randy was at elementary school, my mother was still going to college, and she was working. And then, my father, Randall, he was working too. So they got up really, really early and they were out the house. So I had to, wash Randy. I had to make sure he had his school clothes and stuff on and things like that. But for the most part, not really, because my grandmother was always there, always close. Even with Jessica, I believe Jessica stayed at my grandmother's house throughout the week because she was going to the little private school, St. Francis. You remember she was going to the little private school, St. Francis on Harford Road. So even with Jessica, no, I really didn't have to raise them too much. I can't say I had too much experience outside of Randy. Rakeem, I never really had to watch him too much either. I think when it came to raising other kids, I think it more so came with Jay.
Yeah.
Because my brother and Julie were very young. So when it came to raising kids, it was more with Jay. I kept Jay like a daggone purse. You know, I was always going to Harford County and getting Jay.
He went to your list, guys. Oh yeah, definitely reach for the stars. The sky is the galaxy. Go as far as you can go. Go as far as you can go.
I like the feedback from everybody for this guest today.
I'm loving it
because he was. Now tell me, is it because he was cute? Because BlackRoses say he was cute. Yeah, I put you out there.
You ain't.
I put you out there.
Stop lying.
I got proof.
Stop lying.
Nate, you want me to screenshot my text message?
You didn't hear me say anything.
Nate, you need me to screenshot this text message. Do you have time that if I screenshot this text message, do you have time to post this text message?
Snitches get stitches. See why they say that. I see why they say that. Snitches get stitches.
Now, I just think his attitude, think he has one of those attitudes.
He was really one of our better guests that we had on our show. He really is. He really is.
That because your guests is watching. So don't do that. Don't throw that shit.
Huh? What you say?
Yes, we did. We had the guys from the plays.
I said we haven't had that many men. I said that many.
Oh, that's true.
We haven't had a lot of men. We had mostly women on our show. But he was definitely one of a great person to interview. Great person to interview. I loved his energy. He kept it up.
Surprisingly for artists, because artists, they be real. I feel like artists, being in the music industry myself, with artists, they more standoffish. So especially being an artist, I think he was a really good guest.
Yeah.
They just be kind of standoffish, like, all right, it's time for me to go. I gotta go.
That we're getting we're definitely getting the foot traffic on YouTube, and I'm loving it. That's where most of the comments are coming in from. Thank you guys for tuning in to our YouTube viewers, and we're not gonna forget. I can't. And I be trying not to respond to this man, but he gets on my nerves. But listen, we are getting a lot of foot traffic on YouTube.
Can we get her back order?
To our YouTube viewers who are watching right now.
Ask him what his dating status is.
Huh? No, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that on this show. Not on this show. Not on today. No, we're not doing that today. No. Immediately no. Not today. We're not doing this with your shenanigans today. We just not. Don't do it.
Talking about this topic now.
Yeah, okay.
I thought you were talking about this bit.
Thank you to our YouTube viewers and listeners, and thank you to our Facebook viewers. Shout out to y'all too, because y'all comes through. Can we find out what is? No, we cannot. No, we cannot. No, absolutely not. No, we cannot. And thank God she don't have any.
But anyway, y'all back to the.
Therefore, we cannot figure out anything. No, we cannot. I said we're not doing this on today's show.
Don't worry about it.
Not today. Maybe next week. Not today.
That's what I gotta say next week. Okay, next week I'll put it back up. But so my issue, I thought this was a really good topic when you talk about older siblings raising younger siblings, because you see it so often on social media. Especially these parents on the weekend. Like, just my issue is arguing and yelling at these kids for raising your kids. That's where my issue comes in. And what I mean when I say that is these parents that leave or think that it's the older sibling's responsibility to take care, make sure the youngest baby eats, even on the weekends, because they want to go out, they want to club. So, and then you coming off at them in a very negative way because you left a 13-year-old to watch a 5-year-old, and you come back and the glass is broke, and you want to beat the 13-year-old
like he 15 or 17.
Yeah, like he's supposed to have known, what to do.
I don't think it's fair to kids to have to be responsible to hold down a household.
Responsibility, that's where we get into.
Basically be accountable for their younger siblings. I don't think that is fair, because it's like, then, especially with girls, we as women, especially if we have daughters, have the tendency to make our daughters watch. Oh, you gotta watch your brothers, you gotta watch your sister, or take your sister with you. And there's a lot of, and I see this a lot in the summertime here. In the summertime, you will see a lot of young girls, like 16, 17, running around here in these hoods with their sisters, their little sisters. That's like
in the stroller, pushing them in the stroller.
Not even in a stroller. I've seen all summer, all I've seen is girls that are 16 and 17 hanging out with their homegirls, and they got their little sister tagging along. Because my mother said I can't go outside without my little sister. I can't go here if I don't bring my sister.
I try not to do that. I try not.
Oh, I gotta bring my sister with me. I gotta bring my little sister. You see it a lot, especially in the summer. And I mean, they be definitely outside like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'll be like, "Where's y'all mama? Where your mama?"
I definitely try not to be that parent. I try to give the teenage boys their lead way and try not to, make them, like, for instance, when they went to Florida for Christmas, when they went to Florida for Thanksgiving, Cameron cried and cried and cried because he wanted to ride with the boys. But I just felt like, he wanted to go on a trip. He wanted to go with the boys, but it was their oldest cousin, Jay's 17, David's 14, Kylie's 13. I just didn't feel like that would have been fair, because they really would have had to, watch him and make sure he ate, and if he had to stop and use the restroom, because I know how it is traveling with Cameron and Gemma. They consistently have to use the bathroom when we go on long, road trips. So to put all that responsibility on them, I just felt like it wasn't fair. And he cried and and it's all the boys and this and that. But from my perspective, I felt like they're teenagers, and the boys just needed time to be teenagers, to hang out, to go on a road trip. When they got down there, had they took Cameron with them, they went out. They went to Daytona, they went to the beaches, they did what teenage boys typically do. And I felt like if I would have took or had Cameron go down there with them, he would have wanted to trail with them the whole time. And I just felt like they wouldn't have had that extra freedom of just being teenagers. And that's what I think of when it comes to forcing them or having them and making them, watch your brother, go fix your sister, go do this with your brother. They give them their freedom. They are teenagers. They need their freedom. They need their peace. They didn't have those kids. And that's what a lot of y'all fail to realize. They did not have their siblings. You had their siblings. They might not even have wanted them siblings that you brought to them.
A lot of these kids are having to, like you said, while the mother is working, and there's a lot of single mothers. Shout out to my single mothers. I have to watch my brother and my sister while my mother go to work. Or, I got to make sure they got this. So I got to make sure that they take a bath and get ready for bed while my mother at work. Or while my mother go to the club. Or while my mother go on a date. And I just think that when you're having kids, and a lot of us don't think about that. A lot of us don't think about, my kid want to have his own life too. But it's like, a lot of people don't think about the exposure or the things that can happen with older siblings watching the younger ones. And sometimes even with girls, it's like, I heard one of my ex-boyfriend cousin, she's like, she had a baby at 18, and she's like, well, I don't do anything anyway, and I've been watching my sisters all my life. And she like, all I do is sit in the house and watch them, so why not have a baby? Like, I'm like, no, that's not why I have a baby. No. She was like, but I don't do anything. And then she ended up having a baby right out of high school, and she's 20 something now, and she's like, damn, I really wish I would have listened to you when you told me to live my life, not have a baby because now I can't do anything. I can't find anybody to keep them for me when I want to go hang with my friends. Right. My mother don't want to watch them. My sisters don't want to watch them because now they're older teenagers and now they out doing their own thing. So it's like, damn, damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's why I be really mindful of having older daughters watching younger siblings because that puts them in the mindset of becoming a mother at a young age.
Or just growing up too fast.
Statistic behind that, I'm pretty sure there was a study done. I'm 90% sure there's some type of study out here that correlates, what's the correlation between young girls having babies at a young age based upon watching their siblings their entire lives, basically. Right. And I don't like that. I just don't. But, I never really had to deal with it until I got older, into like my 20s, and I'm good with that. I had my kid at a age. Thankfully, he's an only child and he ain't got no siblings to watch. Because God forbid if he did. God forbid. Those poor children.
I think it should be a balance, because I think I was often the oldest cousin, so I was in charge of watching a lot of my younger cousins, and it sometimes it got unhealthy because my younger cousins look at me as their uncle and not as their cousin. So sometimes boundaries or just how they come to me is like you would come to an uncle, or they wouldn't come to me because they felt like I was a adult figure in their life. And I notice this happens with a lot of single parents. It happens in, 2-parent households, but it happens more so in single parents. This child should not be raising. They should not be raising your child. Now, watch your brother after school, yes, or on a weekend, every now and again. But you have to give your child a balance, because children will grow up very resentful, and the extreme will happen. Either they will want children, or they're not going to want any children for that reason. And I think I'm at that space. I've raised most of my cousins, helped to raise them in terms of changing Pampers and being in the house all the time. And, it just really didn't allow me to be a young person. And I felt a lot of resentment growing up. So I think it just should be a balance, and not just, because they there, you need to watch your sibling or your cousin or whomever. Like, no. They're not babysitters. They're not built in babysitters.
Your sister, is she older than you?
No, I'm the oldest. So I'm the oldest child. So, my sister was a little bit easier because she wasn't a hard child, but it was still me having to watch her. And my mother never did that thing where you got to take your sister with you, because I never left the house. Like I was always watching somebody. But I think it definitely, and I think it happened to my mother too, because my mother, brothers and sisters look at me as their brother and sister versus their little nephew. So when they would ask me to do stuff, it would be as you would ask your sibling to do something, not
like, oh no, Uncle Jimmy. It's like, no, Jimmy, I'm not doing it. Like,
yeah. So I think it should be a balance.
I feel like that about Jalen a little bit. Like, Jalen was the only child. Well, he's an only child, but he's been the only grandchild for 12 years. So when this was born, it's now with her being 8 and him 20, it's like she look at him like she knows that's her cousin, but it's also like an uncle vibe, because it's like but I wouldn't say he really watched her, but there were times where my sister was like, look, I can't find nobody to watch, and Jalen, can you do it? And he never really was like, no. She knows that that's her cousin, but it's also like, that's my uncle.
But every now and again builds character. Like, I'm a very responsible person, especially as a teacher, because I had that type of experience as a child. But I shouldn't be the primary caregiver or even the secondary caregiver of that child. I should be extra. Like the grandparents should not be the parents. Yeah. You should have picked the person better to be with, versus you having to rely on family and friends to help raise your child. Now, the village, if it's necessary, then it's necessary.
I like that phrase.
Which one?
Pick better.
Pick better. Pick better. You knew he wasn't nothing. You knew she wasn't nothing.
Now, wait a minute. Now, this is the conversation to be had. What if this is my first child and your first child, and I didn't know you was going to end up a deadbeat?
let me tell you something. You knew. Look at the attention he paid to you. And there are situations where, you know, until the child came, everything was good. But you also knew that person didn't want a child. And you tried to push it on them and pushing on them and pushing on them. And not just the men. Sometimes the women don't want the child.
That's not technically true because you have, imagine all the young girls and these guys had these conversations that they did want them to have their baby.
But you did not want to have the conversation for a reason. You knew he wasn't interested in children, whether he said it to you directly or he showed it to you. If he don't like his siblings, what makes you think he's going to like his children? You know, you have to look at people, and I'm not blaming these people who then become single parents, but you saw instances where this person may not be the right person to have a child with. Look at how he was treating you. My thing is always, how does a person treat or talk about his parents? If he talks about his mother in a certain way, that's a pretty good indication of how he will treat everybody else in his life.
You know what? I have said that
or her life.
How a man treats his woman, how a man treats his mother is a clear indication of how he gonna treat you.
Yeah.
Clear indication.
And that's not fair to blanket that, but it's a lot of truth in that.
You know what? I have tested that theory, and it is proven to be a fact.
Yep.
It is proven. How a man treats his mother is just as how he gonna treat you. Because if he run around calling his mama bitches and fuck yous, imagine what he do.
But see, a lot, especially these women, they feel like their punani is going to change the situation and make him a better person. And all it's going to do is make him the same person with your punani. Yep. Sorry, I didn't want to say the real word. But that's I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. That is.
Yeah, but you're telling the truth though. You're telling the truth.
And you know why I'm saying it? I'm saying it as a teacher. I'm saying it as a teacher. One, because over the pandemic, I've realized the lives that some of my students were living. You had children holding their baby sibling while they're in class on a virtual platform.
Shut your mouth.
You had their brothers and siblings crowding around them.
I used to hear when the kids was when all the kids was doing virtual and they be sitting around the kitchen table, you can hear the other kids' backgrounds and hear their siblings running around in the background, jumping up in the camera, doing all types of stuff.
And you got children who are having to fix breakfast and wash their siblings off and take their siblings to school, and their teachers don't know why they're late every day or come to school tired because they a whole damn parent at home.
Walking their kindergarten brothers or sisters to school for me. He in the second grade and he got to take his little kindergarten brother to school. That's a problem.
Look how tired you are today, Kay. Like, look how tired. And just imagine if it was a child,
right,
who was going to school, trying to play sports, trying to have a social life, and then a whole ass step parent at home.
Whole ass stepmother or stepfather that is sitting there doing nothing.
And I know sometimes financially it's really hard for parents, but what is happening is you are creating generational struggles between siblings. You have siblings that don't like each other. Because I had to be the big my mother has foster children and she adopted most of them. I don't get along with most of them because when my mother had them, she then had to work. So I had to watch a lot of them, and many of them don't like me because I beat people's children ass. I say it. Don't let me watch your children because if they're bad, I'm gonna beat that ass. And that's what happened with that group of children. And I can only imagine, what my relationship would have been with them had it been other things in place. And I'm not blaming my mother because she had to work, but at the same time, you are creating this dissension between your children because you're putting one child over your other children.
And then we gotta listen to you. Wait till mommy come home. I'm gonna tell them. And all you gotta do is say, "Well, I'm gonna tell mommy you did this." I'm gonna tell mommy you did that. then that's all you gotta do. That's really all you do.
That sounds real familiar coming out your mouth. Like,
yeah, it is. Because I was the younger sibling who had to be watched.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was the younger sibling who, growing up with, and this is before I moved to Baltimore. I was always the youngest one in the household. So I was a sibling who had to tag along with my sister and had to go here with my cousins, or had to sit in that house because they didn't want to take me. And I had to, I was that person. Or if you said something, when my aunt would go to work at night, oh, well, if you don't do this, I'm going to tell on you, and I'm going to tell you did this. I was that younger sibling. I was that younger sibling.
And then you grow up with that attitude towards the sibling.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's where it came from. You didn't innately dislike each other. Mm-hmm. You got somebody was put in charge of you. And that
my sister was
is
my
uncomfortable.
best friend, but I don't like that girl. I don't like her. My older sister, I don't like her. Because she thinks she my mother, and you not my mother.
But she was.
Man, 2 years older than me.
But she was put in that predicament, though.
Right. So that's her mind frame growing up.
No, I wasn't necessarily her, but the way in my household growing up, when I was living in Mississippi, it was like I had 2 older boy cousins, and then a girl cousin, then my sister, then me. So my girl cousin was like over the girls, and then my boy cousin, my older twin boy cousins, were over the entire group. But the girl cousin oversaw us. And my girl cousin wasn't evil like my sister was. My sister was evil.
Girl, evil.
Well, power corrupts, though. Power corrupts.
Yeah, and that's what it was.
I'm gonna be honest. My cousins will tell you I was mean. Mm-hmm. I was mean, and because I did not want to I wanted to be outside.
Yeah, and that's
I wanted to be, I wanted to go hang with my friends. I did not feel like being in the house with my sister and my cousin. Like, I didn't want to do that. So I grew up not liking that.
When my sister got her first car, it was a Honda Accord. I never forget it. She wanted to be outside in that little ass town. She wanted to be outside. And it was like, oh, you got to take your sister. Oh, I don't want to take her. And I'm like, bitch, what I do to you?
But it wasn't about you.
It wasn't, yeah.
It wasn't about me, but it was like, Crystal got to go. And it was like, I didn't want to be around her because my sister she was boring, but she wasn't boring.
Now you probably was talkative and
into everything. I'm gonna run my mouth.
Oh, girl, I'm
running my mouth since I was in kindergarten, baby.
I'm getting a flashback since kindergarten. Damn.
But my kindergarten teacher used to call me Motor Mouth, and that's
you was that
all the way till
no.
I moved from Mississippi. Till I got
you know what? Faith is just like you, and you hate it. Faith is
my
just like you.
When I say my niece talks, she talks
just like you.
Ever since
I
remember this following me because I live in a small town. So everybody was your teacher. Everybody was somebody's teacher, or the teachers were very close because it was one school, one elementary school, one middle school, one high school. So all the teachers knew each other. So it was like, followed from kindergarten all the way till I moved to Baltimore. My name in school was Motor Mouth. Always made
do we have the capabilities of changing her name on the screen to Motor Mouth?
All of my report cards, it always says good grades, get good grades, talks too much. Talks too much. Every report card talked too much. My aunt would beat my ass because why you talking? But ma'am, I made the honor roll.
Right, that's what you're saying. You got good grades. I think that's
fair. I was never that kid to fail classes.
You know what I don't like though?
I did fail the 3rd grade because my teacher said I was immature, too immature to go to the 4th grade.
Not immature. Oh my God, I know the child you were.
I would have thought that.
You were the child.
I hated that lady.
First of all, you are the child whose number I know by heart.
Yep.
You are the child whose mother fakes like she likes me, but she talks about me at home because I call every day.
I'm that parent. Stop calling me. I'm that parent. Stop calling me.
I'm that child who, If I get a, back then, and when I was in school, when I was going to school in Mississippi, the teachers could whoop your ass. So
yes, come on, capital punishment.
From the teacher, and then went home and got an ass whipping from my aunt because I was talking all day in class.
Yep. They still do that here. They sent out a they sent out a letter at the beginning of the year with all the forms that you have to complete, and they ask you if you want to consent to your child getting
corporal punishment.
I didn't know what that meant until I got to
beat that ass. I'm not saying beat your child, but beat
in my kid. You know what? It's funny though. When my kids first moved down here, the first time we lived down here, I faked so badly. They seen the paper and they was like, "Mommy, you gonna sign that?" I said I did. And that's how they would be so good at school because they thought I ain't signed a damn paper. You ain't about to beat my kids. But I would tell them every chance they got, yep, I signed that paper and that teacher gonna beat you. And I act up, the teacher gonna beat you.
Ain't nothing wrong with a good ass whooping. Beat them. Ain't nothing wrong with a good ass.
Now it's a difference when you're beating your child out of anger or when you are beating them because you're mad at the father, or that's abuse.
That is.
But I'm telling you, the amount of ass that I would have gotten as a child, I think it would have helped me. But because I lived with a great grandmother who refused to let my mother beat me, I had to learn the hard way.
Pay attention, grandparents.
I'm from a tribe called whoop that ass. I'm gonna whoop.
Pay attention, you now grandparents. He said it because he had a grandparent who refused to let his mom beat him.
I think the only time my mother beat me, it was. I would think it wasn't even a beating. She slapped me. I was 16, and my great grandmother passed away when I was 15. She waited a whole year. A whole year, because it was just she was used to her stepping in and bringing me into her room.
I went home and whipped your ass just because. The moment Granny body would have hit that ground and dirt covered that casket, I'd have went home and whipped your ass.
But I still had my grandmother, and I was both of their favorites out of all their grandchildren.
That ass.
And it just wouldn't have happened. It didn't. My grandmother took the place of my great grandmother, but she slapped me that one time, and I'll never forget it. But
hurt your feelings, didn't it?
Huh?
Hurt your feelings, didn't it?
I mean, I wasn't being disrespectful. I just think I would not stop talking. I wouldn't stop. I kept talking back.
Y'all talk about me motor mouth. He a motor mouth too.
I'm not, but I knew my place. It was just when my mother told me if something is wrong, question it. She didn't add a comma except for me. And she never let me know that everybody but her.
That footnote. She never expressed the footnote.
She never gave me the footnotes. And I went over the footnote apparently.
Except for #me.
Right. But that's because of how people were treated. I was being treated like I was her sibling, not her son. Child. So, I mean, I'm gonna question you. No, I don't feel like that's right. And she slapped the shit out of me, and that was it. And I never talked to her like that again. But that's all a child needs is that one good one. If you gotta keep beating your child, that means you didn't do it right the first time.
Right. Yep. True story.
That is a true story.
Good one.
My issue is the parents that are scared of their daggone kids. They act like they scared to pop.
I wouldn't say they scared. You know what? I would say
they are.
Well, because those are the parents that let their children get away with a lot.
You got this. My problem now with these new parents is the gentle parenting. No, put that back, and then it'd be like, oh, why? Because I said so. Well, that's not good enough because you said so. I think you should tell them why. Because
when you see those children, their parents have raised them like that. That didn't just start happening. Their children have raised, and now they're at an age where now you can't even reason with that child. It's nothing that you can say or do.
They got an answer for everything. These new kids have an answer for everything.
It was one kid. I think I told you about this one kid that got beat in my classroom. And when I tell you, it took everything in me not to laugh, not to applaud. I just stepped out the room. because he needed it. But at the same time, had she had did that one good time, say when he was like in the first or second, versus waiting until he got to the fourth or fifth, she wouldn't have needed to do that then. But you let him. I hear how he talked to his grandmother, or his mother, like when they talk to them, when he talked to adults, it's like always got something to say back. I would have never did that. I still was scared of my mother, but I would have never did that.
Talked out of
as a child, like my mother, my mother would have punched my great grandmother if I'd have talked to her like that.
Right.
Like it just wouldn't have happened. But these children have no sense of boundary
at all. They surely don't. The way they talk, the way you go in these stores
they have no sense of, you know what, they not scared. You know, back then you were like, damn, I'm scared of what my mama might do to me if she
right.
Did this. These kids now, they don't have any fear.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you, when that little boy got his ass beat in my class, when I say the class did not show off for 2 whole weeks, I didn't have to call nobody home. I didn't have to send anybody to the office. I didn't have to put anybody out the classroom. Them saying that's how. All I had to say was, anybody need me to call that parent?
Like, man, call my mama. What you calling her for? What's going on?
I didn't even get none of that. It was no talk back. It was silent.
What you mean? I gotta call my mama.
And see, it did, but the crazy thing, it did the exact opposite to that young man, because he felt like it was my fault that she came up there. And he got that. So it did the exact opposite to him because it was too late for him. Right. He's going to have to be put into like a scared straight program where it works it out of his mind that you can't talk to adults that way and you can't talk to other people that way.
Right, exactly.
This little boy is shorter than you. He is a midget, and he gonna be short the rest of his life. I'm just saying, but he has a lot of stuff going on with him, and I can tell that's how his mother reacts to him, punches him in the face. She told me, she said to me, "I wish y'all could be children." She said this. Now she was on all these. This ever could have went to jail that day. I know me and that social worker saved her from going to jail that day because we did not say anything. But part of us was like, should we say something? But me finding out that this is how they react to each other. But you can't blame a child for acting that way when you treat him or you beat him like an adult on the street. They was boxing in that hallway.
Wow.
I think at some point, every teenager is going to try at least one. Not to that extent, but every teenager at some point is going to try their hand one time with their parent.
Yeah, they is.
And it's not even the way that you're raising them. It could be outside influences than what they see in their other friends' home.
But if you give them that space to do that, a child will do that. I've never bucked at my mother.
No, I've never bucked, but I mean try, at least try their hand, not even buck, just out of tone, not cussing or anything like that. But I think because I remember I'm scared. I was scared to death of my mother. You know how much bigger than my mother was to me. My mother, she wasn't fat, but she was toned where I know my mother could take me, lift me up, flip me over.
I could tell your mother smiled too much, and I could tell.
Yeah,
they do the ones that'll pop off.
But I did. I tried her. I had that one time I tried her, and my grandmother was sitting up there and she was trying her best. I thought I was grown. I jumped in her face and I said, you ain't my boy. I jumped up and I got knocked back down. Guess what? I don't need curse in front of my mama.
I would love to see your mama knock some sense into you.
She did. I thought I was grown. I tried to fight.
I thought I was grown. And she got a gold tooth, don't she?
She did. She don't have one no more.
But I could tell. I could tell. Like I could tell.
She had that one permanent gold tooth.
Ooh, that just gave me flashbacks.
That's what I think. I think at some point, your child is going to try you to some extent. But like you said,
I think so too.
Like you said, because I have, my oldest son. He know if I give him that look, he know he better shut the hell up. But he's not a disrespectful
ain't gonna do
child.
nothing. She a big teddy bear. I can tell. She a big
Hey,
teddy bear.
listen, I've been knowing KD since she had all her children, and her favorite thing to say is, "I'm gonna punch you in the throat." I'm like, girl, you keep threatening them kids, and they know you ain't gonna do shit.
I will punch them in the throat.
My attitude
had my attitude.
In my years of 14 years of seeing KD,
got a couple of beatings.
I have never seen her beat her children.
They've got a couple of beatings. They got random beatings. They got random beatings because they don't do. They're not really bad kids. They don't do anything to the extent of getting their head knocked off.
That is true. However, I have never seen you whip your children.
They have. They got a couple beatings. They got a beating here and there, but they know not to. They know not to.
They may
have. She one of them. I don't leave a paper trail type of beaters.
Since she became a mother 14 years ago, I have never seen this girl whip her children.
And you ain't never seen them act out. Can you say you seen them act out of character?
Girl, I done seen you. I done been around your badass kids.
Have you seen? They are not. Don't lie. Don't come up on here and lie. Them kids.
Not she got baby kids.
Girl, come up on here lying. Them kids are not
baby kids. She got baby grandkids. They are not baby's grandkids.
They are not. Don't come up on here and lie on my kids. My
kids is bad, child.
She said they bad because they don't speak to her. She got two of them to speak to her, the other two ignore her. So that's why she keep calling them bad. Because when they come out, the two oldest
beat each other down, and she'll just be like, "Get up off the floor if you don't want this."
Right.
I can tell how when they be talking to her on the live.
Because that's the way that I was raised. When my brothers fought, my grandmother said, "Go outside in the yard."
Hole in the wall, I'd beat their ass.
Not go outside in the yard.
Yeah, my grandmother, when they would fight, my brothers and would fight, she said, "Go outside in the yard. Don't tear up my grass outside the yard. And then y'all come back. Y'all better be good when y'all come back." So yeah, I understand boys have to fight. Brothers
they don't.
They have to. They have to get it out. They do.
She's raising some damn warriors over there. That's what she's raising. She wonder why her son
from the Wakanda tribe.
She wonder why his son good at wrestling. That's because he had to fight all his damn life. He had to fight them.
But see, I get the concept of that. Like but to promote it, I think it's so unhealthy, especially among children.
It's her promoting violence.
I do not promote violence, but
I get where you're coming from. But because then that's what they know to go to when they having an issue with each other.
I'm about to whoop his ass. Don't say that.
Gemma, close that door. No, because
that's what they say.
No, because they still had that conversation. I still had the conversation. When it gets to that point, they have that conversation. They are not supposed to be they brothers. They are not supposed to be against each other. But guess what? If y'all one person, because the thing is, my second child, the 13-year-old, because he's bigger than the 14-year-old, he think he can tear his older brother up. So yeah, you got to give them a chance so he can know that that's my bigger brother. Because he be trying him because he way bigger than him. So he tries his older brother because he thinks because he bigger than him that he can win. So you have to, like my husband says the same thing. I'm gonna have to let them box. I'm gonna get them some boxing gloves. I'm gonna have to let him box so he can realize just because you bigger, this still your older brother. You have to give him some level of respect. But at the end of the day, I still do have those conversations where at the end of the day, y'all brothers, y'all can't go against each other. When y'all go out here in these streets, y'all can't go against each other.
At 37 and 39, I'll wear that hoe out if I get the chance.
I think because of the family I grew up in and fighting each other wasn't a boundary. It wasn't a boundary that was set. I just feel sometimes, especially in Black families, we say those things and we promote those things, but it creates a psychological distance between family that should not be there. And I get it. And I get it, but it just don't. it's not healthy for me. It is really not, because I've seen my uncles and them fight. You know what? I never saw my uncles fight each other. I saw my aunts fight each other.
Stop. That's the thing. That's like my family. Like my brothers, they consistently fought. My little brothers, they fought like hell. But I never fought my siblings. Never. Yeah. I fought my cousins. I never fought my siblings.
Oh yeah, she fought her girl cousins.
I fought my cousin. I fought Rollie. I fought my male cousin. That's because he was bad as hell. His mama ain't had no home. He ain't had no damn home trainer. Rodney was just bad. He needed somebody to fight on him.
See that's a truth in my family. The women were more aggressive than the men were, and the women and I've had quite a few women in my family fight the men, or fight other men, or fight outside, or fight each other. But the men were not that aggressive.
I've never had any of the women I can honestly say.
So you about to sit here and tell me that Rodney ain't deserve for me to tear him up?
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, for my family, the women in my family never fought the men in my family. Like me and my boy cousins, we never fought. Never fought. You know,
verbally, yeah, but never physically.
Yeah, verbally we might have said some things to each other, but never a physical thing. You know.
I never fought my brother.
When I was living with my cousin, he probably like, you need to go live with your mama or something like that, but never know like.
You need to go live. See, the words, but for me, even though I'm totally against violence, because I see how it lingers on into that person's adult life, I don't like the verbal stuff. Because especially with women, they can cut you so deep.
Women will cut you deep.
It is such an ugly thing that we have within our culture. It's no filters. And it's all a defense.
And then because they're females, the family is going to defend them when it comes to males.
Yeah, it's an ugly thing. And I think, this topic, I think, brings up a lot of this, your topic today. And it's really, that's how it starts. And you got 40, 50, 60-year-old siblings, and you wonder why they don't like each other.
And why they don't like each other. I can't stand that bitch.
Right. And they say, I don't. It's been a handful of times that I know I've gone off. And I don't like myself in that space. Just in general. Me and my sister, we don't really argue. We just separate ourselves. And that's been how we've dealt with adult life. And even though I know both of us like care for each other and love each other, we've learned bad traits from, say, our parents and our families, how to separate ourselves. My sister moved all the way out Sykesville. She moved her children won't really know each other in terms of family because when she had the chance, she's moved way out yonder. And my sister has 4 children. The oldest one is different because, I think I helped raise her the most, so she's a little bit different. But the younger ones I can see my sister's behavior times 1,000. Like they just don't deal with family. When they come around family, they're very quiet. And I have 2 twin nieces who are so antisocial.
Really?
It's both of us. Both of us are very comfortable being by ourselves. Yeah. But even with each other, we are by ourselves. And it's a bad trait that I see in family.
Me and my sisters. Like, I don't really talk to my older sister at all. I have a brother in prison I talk to here and there. My baby brother, I don't really talk to him, but we follow each other on social media. We'll, hey, happy birthday or something like that. Happy Father's Day, happy Mother's Day.
Does that hurt you? Does that feel bad to you?
It feels, I wouldn't say it really hurt because we all didn't grow up together. For me, my oldest sister, and my brother that's in prison, we were all together before my mom became addicted. And, everybody, like me and my older sister were like thick as thieves. But once, we've lived together our entire lives until I was, till I moved up to Baltimore when I was like 15.
Okay.
So for the majority of my life, it's always been me and my older sister. But now growing up, like we're not close at all. We don't.
That don't hurt a little bit.
It does a little bit, But I guess now I'm in a motion of I don't really care. Family to me, like family is the people that is what you build, not the people you're born with. And that's just how I view family now. That's my view on family now. It's the people that I have, surrounded myself around that I call family versus the family that I'm born into versus my bloodline.
I totally get that because that has been me as an adult. But one of the things that started happening was I started leaning on that chosen family or leaning on the side. And then they do things to me and I cut them off. And that makes me want family more so as an adult than I ever did. And I'm the person in the family that always tried to make people get along and get my aunts and my mother together and try to connect everybody. I was the one that always, every year I wanted to take a big, huge family port. That was me. So as an adult, to find comfort being by myself all the time, it is crazy. And I think Black families, specifically the elders and parents, need to do a better job of showing their children better. So when you have a disagreement with a sibling or a family member, handle it. Don't just distance yourself because I've become that family member that you never see.
That is a really good.
You remind me of my little sister Ashley. She's a family member that we don't really see her when she comes around. She's instantly irritated. She's instantly like, all right, I'm ready to go. I don't want to be around y'all too long, and it's
First of all, I'm not irritated.
No.
But I've learned to set boundaries.
She's that person that doesn't want to come around. She don't want, all right, we invite her. She may or may not show up. 9 times out of 10, she's not going to show up.
Was she opposite of that as a child?
I stopped inviting,
Was she opposite of that as a child?
I wouldn't say she was opposite. I will say she is the only one of our siblings that did not grow up around the rest of us.
Yeah.
Like, I knew I had a sister named Ashley, but I didn't actually meet Ashley until I was 15 years old.
There's a lot of resentment there.
Yeah. So, for her, it's like, I don't really know you as my sister.
Stranger.
Yeah, when I met her, it was like, you my what? You ain't my sister. I don't know you. And it was like, well, who is this girl coming up here living in my house talking about she my damn sister? Like, even that now, she doesn't really identify with my family in Mississippi because she doesn't know them. She only been down there maybe once or twice in her entire life when once she got in my mother's care. She's only been down there a few times, once or twice.
But Nate, something that's funny?
Yeah.
Crystal's BlackRoses' sister that she's talking about is my cousin's sister.
They were supposed to be real sisters,
Yeah.
But see how
they had the same.
But she does. She treats your cousin like that's her sister.
Yeah. They thought they had the same father.
For that things like that, it doesn't bother me because I understand. Like, I treat my best friend as my sister, and her sister is my sister. I'll call them my sister, and I'll be like my sister before I be like my real sister.
And I used to get into it a lot with my mother because my sister would cut deep. Like, she would pull shit out of the womb to come at me with, because it wasn't anything on the surface that she could say. Me and my sister are 4 years and 4 days apart exactly. And it is the weirdest thing that we had to share birthdays together. And I'm 4 years older than her. So with boys and girls, that's a big difference. But it's still, as much as we had to share growing up, like, she always had Minnie Mouse stuff and I had Mickey Mouse stuff. Like, it was that type of like cheesy childhood. So to see us as adults, you could tell we care about each other, but it's a hard thing for me to watch and not have any, like my 3 younger nieces, for me not to have a connection with them. It is very weird.
Yeah.
Because I was there for, like, I fed her throughout her first pregnancy. She was a young mom at 15. And I remember always bringing her home Popeyes. I was a manager there, and giving her, like, I used to give her money to buy our mother birthday gifts. Like, that's how close we were and how much I, like, was overprotective of her. But something changed when a girl becomes a teenager, because she stops, leaning on certain things, and she starts to gravitate towards outside sources more, which I noticed in a lot of young ladies, especially the guys that like them. And it just is a weird thing. And I think parents need to do a better job at not forcing their children to like each other, but setting a standard and a example for how you handle tension, and how you handle arguments, and how you handle life choices when people aren't everything that you need them to be. And I think a lot of us really get that from our parents, how to deal with, I hear Kay talk about a lot, like a lot of stuff. You don't get how me and Crystal think that way, because that just wasn't your existence. Even though your household was in its own place, you still had a structure that you went by. So stuff is foreign to you. Some of that stuff is foreign to me too, because I just don't think that way. But the reality of it is, we have to do a better job at training our children to be family and not keep it distant. I have cousins that I don't even know. Like, and these are my first cousin's children. And it's because I said something that they did not like, or I corrected them, and that's not how you should have family, and that's not what I was doing for family.
And I understand to a certain extent, it was a recent incident within my family where two family members got a divorce, and our first cousins that was basically like we were all brothers and sisters. Basically, we were so tight knit. It's like after their parents divorced, they just kind of went their way. Yeah, they just kind of went with the mother. They just kind of went their way, and that I feel some type of way about it, because I feel like we were so close. Like, it's like my mother's sister, my mother's brother. All three of those their kids, all of their kids were so close. So it's almost like it's an empty space, because it's like, how can you just separate yourself from your entire family just like that?
But imagine the arguments that they overheard. Imagine the personal jabs that they heard. From the mother about the family. What if, listen to, one day hear them out, and they probably heard stuff that probably wasn't true, or that was exaggerated, or was said out of anger.
Right.
And your only resort is to, well, I'm a go over with my mother. Right. Because my mother needs to be protected in this moment. And it's so easy in a drop of a dime to just distance yourself. And after a month of not seeing somebody, you don't have to see them anymore.
You don't have to see them anymore.
It's a habit now. And
I like how you just said that, because that's my thing. I don't, after a month or so, and I'm talking to my sisters, like, if it wasn't for Christmas coming up, and I'm going to be completely honest, if it wasn't for Christmas coming up and me wanting to get my niece and my nephew something for Christmas, I probably would have never reached out to my sister. Never. And it wouldn't have bothered me. I have gone months without talking to them. I have gone months. I wouldn't say years. As far as being an adult, I wouldn't say years, but I have gone months without talking to them. And it's unfortunate that I'm okay because of that. It's like, okay, whatever. Y'all ain't stopping no show for me.
But you're not okay though, because you've been in that time you still thought about them. You still thought, what if?
I think about them. Of course I think about them, but it's like, for me, in my mind, it's like, okay, that's less drama I have to deal with, because it's less drama that I have to worry about.
We just refuse, and I'm not speaking about you, because I'm speaking to myself as well. We just refuse to solve stuff in these Black families.
Oh yeah.
We just let stuff fester and grow, and then that person die, and you find yourself sprawled across the bed in tears because you let somebody take a part of you with them.
I feel like because we don't want to deal with the real root and the trauma of why it's like that. You know,
right.
I guess for me and I'm gonna speak for me and my siblings, it's because we didn't grow up together, so it didn't matter. You know, especially when I speak of my sister Ashley, it's like for her, it's like I didn't grow up with you bitches, so I don't give a fuck. You know,
see,
and it's
that's
like
why I'm so hard on the Nick Cannons and the Futures and those and I don't know these men, but I'm so mad at the situation because this, even though you got money, and in many of these situations there wasn't a lot of money going around.
Yeah.
So it made it easier for the dysfunction to carry on. But having money does not equate to the time or the relationship. Because what if this mother, like, you can only see my child when you come here. You're not taking my child to go see Mariah's children.
Yeah.
And then you gotta think about it. He can't because most of them are babies.
Right.
Most of them are under 5 years old.
And then another thing that I noticed with these celebrities.
But no, really think about that though. Think about the only two that are older are the two oldest ones, which are Mariah's children. The rest of them are under 5 years old.
But then the other thing you got to think about, it was a situation with I think it was a situation with Offset, where all his baby mothers they were in different different levels of their life. So some kids was living this way, some kids were living that way. You can't bring all them siblings together, and like you can't bring Cardi B's kids.
So many of them. London on the track, Lil Baby, the Baby.
You can't bring Cardi B's kids with Offset's other baby mother and expect them not to have some type of.
That's
why they living like that, right?
So now you creating a natural tension between your children,
right? Because they want to know why they don't have the same things. Why they don't have like Boosie, for instance. Boosie got kids everywhere. He bring his kids together, granted, but at the end of the day, they have to go back to the homes of.
But see, they also you don't know who Boosie baby mothers are. Boosie baby mothers not out here trying to be in the spotlight.
That one that came from.
Well, first of all, because they Boosie baby mother.
It was one that still stay in the hood.
Because they what?
They Boosie baby mother. How much would you be bigging him up if you was one of his baby mother?
I mean, true.
Like, come on,
everyone came for him. It was a dark skin.
Let's use Little Baby for example. He got kids. I think he has 3 children. I'm not for sure.
I thought he only had the one with Jada.
No, he has another baby mother with another kid, and that baby mother came out like, oh, we have to catch. I have to catch rides to get my son to school, and he got all this money, and it came out of like maybe a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago.
Situation with Beyonce, where her father's child from another came out, and the baby mother was like, yeah, Beyonce needs to pay your father's child support. Bitch, what? I need to watch it.
That ain't my responsibility.
You got these celebrity baby fathers with these celebrity baby mothers who also have regular schmegler dagler baby mother. Look at Dirt. Right. Look at Dirt.
Well, even on the regular side, you got parents out here who make a nice amount of money who children still living like that because they have a resentment towards the parent.
Yeah,
like it's just I feel some kind of way, and it's not my story, but I know what it feels like, to grow up in a house where it's 2 different sets of parents. And there's like, my sister did not like her father doing for me, even though I was around before she was even alive.
Y'all have
fathers? I can see that.
We had 2 different fathers, and the fact that mine had passed away when I was younger, and it just things we have to stop thinking with your pussies and your dicks, because you are ruining real people's lives, not just yours, but real people's lives. Like, your children grow up hating each other, and you don't care.
They do.
Because you wanted the relationship with the father anyway, or with the mother anyway.
I guess for my mother, I wouldn't say she doesn't care, but I definitely know that if she know that, like, let's just speak on a situation that happened recently with me and my mother having our disagreement, and then it was on the Hate Crystal ban. She doesn't care that me and my sisters are not talking. That don't bother her because she don't care. She hasn't said like, hey, have you tried to talk to your sister? She don't care. You know, if I be like, oh, I ain't talked to Ashley in months. Oh, okay. You know, it's just like a whatever to her. You know, she doesn't care if, but what pisses me off with her so bad is that, you know, my mother was really like the black sheep is what she called herself. And I really wouldn't consider her the black sheep. My mom just went rogue, so to speak. She just went and did her own thing and then created a generation or a plethora of kids and was just like, fuck them. You know, my sisters and brothers, they got them. And, you know, and it's like.
And that's one thing if you just go rogue and it's you. But if you have children.
You went rogue and had 6 fucking children. 6. And then not even thinking about whether or not how those relationships will pan out. And then you don't even care if those relationships pan out. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not going to say she don't care. Maybe she does. But it doesn't show that she cares to say, hey, you guys, I want y'all to figure this thing out. Y'all are brothers and sisters. Let's figure it out. You know, because even her for herself, my grandmother had 13 children. She had to figure it out. So it's just like for her, she's not saying, well, you know, like now she's more in tune with her brothers and sisters. But when she was like 30, when she was my age and in her 20s, she didn't care to have those relationships with all of her siblings. She didn't care.
And it only gets worse if you don't work on it.
She barely took to the ones that took care of her kids.
What makes me focus on that is when someone passes away or when someone is about to die.
And I feel like when my grandmother died, that's what made her feel like, damn, I need to get a little bit closer to my brother and sister. And now that she's older and she's clean, it's like, oh man, my brother and sister got great relationships. And I'm like, yeah, now that you're 55. Yeah. But when you were 35 and 40, you didn't have those great relationships. Hell, when you was even 25, you didn't care.
And I shudder to think, do people really feel that way throughout the process? Because I can't imagine, like, even I've technically gone rogue in my family. Yeah. But in my mind, I knew it was a reason. I needed to set boundaries for me.
Boundaries.
And it wasn't that anybody in particular did something wrong. I just felt like I wasn't protected often as a child. And as an adult, I had to figure that out mentally. And even as an adult, I have issues setting boundaries with people. And they cross those boundaries. And I become the bad person when I say no more.
Yeah.
And it's
so you don't communicate through your boundaries and say, hey, look, I don't
until I'm ready to pop off. And I don't like that. But that was how I was taught.
Well, basically, what you're saying is you're lacking the communication to say to someone, "I don't like what you're doing to me," or "I don't like how you're."
Well, if both of y'all have known me for quite some time, I have a problem with saying what's on my heart. It's just I don't care to.
Okay.
Until you get me to a point of, look, bitch. Now, when I get to that point, all bets are off. Because I don't know how to come back from that. But and that's why I distance myself. But a lot of people, I just find that within our Black families, we got to do better at teaching our children to communicate when they feel it and how to properly do it. In the middle of a funeral ain't the time for you to get your healing on.
My mama ain't fucking y'all anyway. You know? Yeah.
It's just not the time for that at that moment. Because you don't know who's feeling what, and we just don't give that for whatever reason. There's a lot of that going on.
For me, that's the reason why I don't want a funeral. I don't even want a memorial service.
All the shit that you just stirred up, you don't want that. You don't want that to come out in the funeral.
Remake me, have a repast, and let it go. I don't want.
But I'm the exact opposite. No, I want y'all to dig deep, go deep.
You want
to go deep, go so deep that you find your own faults in a matter.
And had them people being up that line about how they look.
Guilty. He want everybody to feel their guilt.
Not even guilt, but I want because I love that week, and it's crazy to say I love that week leading up to a funeral, because you have all these levels of love and compassion, and the pandemic broke that up. But I can't wait till we get back to that space of that week where we find one person's house to go over every day, and you find a reason to be
after the repass, and everybody go their separate ways. That shit ain't gonna hear from again. Somebody else.
Yeah, but somebody made a connection at that time, or you remember why you don't want to be around your family. But you for that week, and it's sad that week is what most families hold on to.
Kind of like a family reunion that we've been dying for. But instead of us coming here for a joyous occasion, we hit them on great grandma, or we hit them on Lil Ray Ray. You know,
because it's the only time in many families that we give ourselves time to communicate with each other, even if it's reckless or dysfunctional. It's the only time that many family members communicate with each other.
Even if there's a couple fights, we still allowed ourselves that emotion to
in the moment with each other.
Me, my family has not had knock on wood, a significant death in our family to bring that together. You know, when my grandmother passed away, which was in 2003, but I had an uncle pass away, and when my uncle passed away, it wasn't like, you know, we cried. It was just like, damn, this is what happened. We were on our way to a family vacation in Florida. And when I got to Mississippi, because I drove, when I got to Mississippi, it was like, damn, Uncle Steve died. Everybody like, damn. All right, y'all, pack the cars up. We ready to ride to Florida. That's how it was.
No.
I swear to God. You know, we had my older uncles who were, because like I said, my grandmother had 13 children. So he was the oldest, I believe. Uncle Steve is the oldest because my grandmother had him at 14. So it was like, damn, you know, the older ones, like my aunt that raised me, my older uncle and my older, like, two uncles or whatever, they were like, damn, my brother died. But the rest of my aunts and uncles and my mother, all right, y'all, pack the car up, we ready. You know, they had their moment because that's who they grew up with. Versus my mother's generation, they're like in their 50s, you know. This was like maybe, my mother maybe hitting 50. I don't even know. This was like 2015 or something like that. Maybe. I don't know how, I don't know how long ago it was. But it was like 2015, I want to say. But anyway, it was like, all right, y'all, come on, we packing a car up. Let them do their thing because that's their older brother, you know, that's their generation. But my mom's generation of siblings is like, oh shit, he did. Because by the time they were born and, you know, growing up, my uncle was gone out the household. So they didn't really, they knew him, but they didn't know him. Right. You know? So
and there are many families like that.
So I said that to say that we haven't had any, knock on wood, God forbid, any significant death in our family to bring us to a point of togetherness.
Yeah.
Like they're always doing stuff together. Don't get me wrong. My family in Mississippi always doing something together. Always. But the entire family, the entire, you know, cousins and everything and shit like that it hasn't been that type of thing yet.
I think for us, it was my grandmother. She was the glue, and now it's my mother that's going to keep everything together. But I never felt like our family just always been tight knit. I mean, BlackRoses can concur. Like our family has always been very tight knit.
Like, most of my friends, I'm closer with their families than I am with my own damn family.
That's what I agree with that.
I am closer with the majority of my friends in Baltimore. I am closer with their family than my own family.
Well, you had a blank slate with them. You know, some of the stuff that separated you with your blood, you don't necessarily have that in those families. And we often do that where we spend holidays with our friends' families more than our own. And because there's a level of, these people don't know me. You know, I can be my authentic self and start from fresh. And they love me the same.
I think I'm going to end up being my mother and grandmother. I think I'm going to end up being that one. Like the next person that keep everybody together, that put everything together. Because I follow right in my mother's footsteps.
That's a healthy thing. And just imagine what your children will see.
In some ways you do, but not in all. Because you don't leave all that, let's have a game night here. You don't be doing all that.
I don't.
Do all that. Your mother, like, oh, let's have a game night. Oh, let's have a cookout. Let's have this. Let's have that. Your mother, when she was here, she did that. You like, them people ain't coming over my damn house.
I am.
I mean, but as her children get older, she may do that because it's easy for her right now because they're there.
I can say I do like having gatherings, like not a lot, like to the extent of my mother. Like my mother had stuff for everybody's birth. Like my mother put together a surprise party for everybody's birthday. And I'm like, my mother is just that. She's just like my grandmother. My grandmother put everything together that kind of kept us tight knit. And then when she passed away, my mother has been like that. My mother had cookouts for Memorial's Day. Everybody knows they coming to Angie's house. Memorial's Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, New Year's, everybody, she's putting together something for everybody's birthday, every grandchildren's birthday. If the grandchild is there and like right directly there, they getting a birthday party. She gonna put them birthday parties together.
But wait till your children start separating and going off into the world on their own. That's when you gonna feel that pull to. I got to keep these people together.
Yeah,
right. I just don't like that extent of like. My difference is with my mother when it comes to me and my mother is that she does something for everybody and everything. Me, I just like to keep it with the holidays. Christmas, Thanksgiving, y'all come together. That's it. I don't want people like BlackRoses said. I don't want people in my house every day. I don't want to be bothered.
She don't. And I'm the opposite though, because I love when I go home. When I go to Mississippi, I love hanging with my cousins. I love it. But it's like I also know that I'm here, they're there. And it's like, I don't feel like the odd man out because y'all know me. Wherever I go, I'm going to be me. Y'all know this. Everybody knows this. Wherever Crystal go, there is no she acting like she's somebody that she not. No. This is who you going to get 24/7. And it's like, I love that. But, it's like, it's also like, damn, we don't see each other enough.
Yeah.
And for her, but KD is like, I don't give a damn if I don't see them. Like for her, it's like, ooh, I had enough of them growing up. I'm tired.
Right. That's exactly how I feel. Because we were so tight knit. I really feel like that. Like, no, I done had enough. I'm good.
Like me and most of my cousins were tight knit. We all have grown up and moved our ways. Some of my cousins live in Minnesota. Some of my cousins still live in Mississippi. Some of them live in Florida. Some of them we are all scattered around. However, when we all get together, it's just like we just seen each other yesterday. And
I like those dynamics in family. I like
the dynamic about my cousins, but with my siblings, it's like, bitch, go ahead. But my cousins, I love all my cousins to death. I love all my cousins, but my siblings, I could do without. And I'm pretty sure they probably say that about Crystal too, because like, here come her extra ass. Here come Crystal, always making a joke.
But we have to. I think one of the things that needs to be normalized, allowing people to be who they are. Now, if you're a crackhead and you stealing and you killing and you doing dirt, that shit needs to change. But let people naturally be who they are because it's what makes your family what it is. And then you can't make somebody be something that you're comfortable with. We do that stuff with our friends or people we see out. Like we want them to fit our comfort zone. And just let people be who they naturally are. And people will turn around and they'll come together when it's necessary. But just let people be who they are.
Well,
just solve the problems. Get some therapy.
One thing my uncle told me, and it just sticks with me, like you stop trying to create or stop trying to figure people out. Just some things ain't meant for you to understand. Yeah, some things ain't meant for you to understand. And you have to let it go.
I would never try to change my sisters. Like my older sister, she's bougie. She's a good Christian wife woman. And I'm like, me, I'm going to drink. I'm going to cuss. I'm going to say what I got to say. And then my two younger sisters are like weed heads and they going to smoke their weed and they going to say what's on their mind. And my brother is like, he's a chill one, but he also like, I smoke my weed, I do my thing. He like the lover boy. He the playboy, for real. My brother that's in prison is just like, you in prison. It ain't really much we can do with you, brother.
We let it go. We just have to come more into the gray area with our families and not so extreme with how we deal with each other. Right. It really it really makes a difference. And I fight for other people in their family because I've seen how disjointed mine has become. And it only gets worse if you don't deal with it.
It only gets worse if you don't deal with it. Yeah.
One of my family members, they have the traditional family where they get together every holiday. It's every single holiday. One of the sisters or my aunt, they spend, and the family has always looked at that part of the family like, I know everybody has felt like I felt like we want that. So all of us in some way have gravitated to like spending some of those holidays with them because maybe it'll rub off. But as we got older, it just feels people don't care the way they used to. And I know people at their core does, but
we are now into a generation of people who, or even we are now into a generation of people who are just like, I can deal without. And you have those tight-knit families who are still tight knit. You have those, but you also have families who are like, I really don't give a damn, really don't care.
And that's the hurtful part for me.
You know, and you have that, and it's a lot. I feel like we all kind of have that dynamic now. Like with KD, she like, I got my own little family, so that's her tight knitness. And me, my friends are my family. And with you, Nate, your friends are your family. So it's like, I still see them. But
it's become like family, and I treat them now like I treat my family.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like Nate, like whatever, I don't give a damn.
No, but we have to change. One of my good friends, I used to use her family, not use, but I used to be with her family like that. Like I started using her family as my surrogate family. And the mother, my church mom, passed away. And when I say they don't get together like that anymore, and they don't, and they tried. I think that was like the Christmas or Thanksgiving right after that happened, and it didn't feel the same. One, because she was like the glue and the life of the party, but a lot of underlying issues started to come up that was kind of suppressed to make her happy. And we just got to start solving a lot of those issues and those problems that keep us separated and always at odds with each other.
Absolutely.
Because the children are watching, and it's families that children don't even know the rest of their family, and that's sad. That's a sad thing.
Yeah,
but
you know what? For me, I make sure that Jalen knows his family in Mississippi. When I was, he was always with me. When I had him at 17, and I was going down there to visit my cousins in the summer, he was tagging right along with me. So it's like he knows. Like, now he knows how to get around when he down there. Now that he's driving, he knows how to do it. I wouldn't say we got some fucked up families, Gerard, but I just would say that some of our families are different. The dynamics of our families
everybody's family is different.
Family ain't the same. See, he has one of those tight-knit families. He had, when their grandmother passed away a couple years ago, I think this year made 2 years or a year. I think it's made 2 years. Either way it go. When his grandmother passed away, that did not stop them from getting together. They still have that bond, and it's unbroken. And that's something that I really admire about his family. That did not stop any of them from hanging out, doing things together, and being around each other. That brought them together more. It brought them closer together, if you ask me, with the passing of their grandmother.
And it's a reason for both extremes, though. Yeah. And it's really what you put into it. But I don't look at anybody's family as effed up, but I see the makings of how this happened. I see how this got to this point. Yeah. And often it's, one person made a decision that the legacy of that family was thrown off. And it is a bunch of people making choices for self.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking, about the people that's coming up behind you, or about the people that's standing beside you, or that the shoulders that you're standing, like we forget all those factors, and us being, and I notice in a lot of northern families, we've become very self-absorbed.
Very self-absorbed.
And not to say that southern families don't go through that, but I just think it's a difference because it's still a need for each other. Like there's a place in the family for this type of cousin. I love seeing those memes that those comedians do, where they show you the different type of aunties or the different types of individuals, because
the auntie that come when she get off work.
Right.
Nobody's crazy. All families go through turmoil, and some families get through it, and things change. All the people in the family is not going to always be together. It's always some that's like, I just don't bang with y'all. A lot of families had not always been tight. We not going front. Yeah, a lot of families ain't always been tight. And let's not act like, even with Gerard, don't act like it's a aunt or two that don't come around at all. You have that too in your family. You have an aunt that don't come to everything. You have two aunts that don't come to everything when y'all having something. But it's just about how that person is. Relatives are not the same. Family love and appreciates each other. Relatives are just related to you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
I say my bloodline, and I'll be like, I'll call my friends my family. Even with KD, it's been plenty of Christmas and Thanksgivings and holidays that I done been in her family, with her family more than mine. I'll be like, what y'all doing for so and so? I'm coming. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'll be like, I don't want to come because I wasn't invited. Like, girl, damn invite, you better come on.
Right.
Look, they looking for you more than they looking
for you. Right. They
that's the value, and that's the value and support system of friends. But and it's sad to say, even those types of dynamics amongst friends is a struggle right now to find friends that really have that and can see past, arguments and disagreements. And not take it so personal, because we really, I think, especially with family and friends, we really have to just be in a space of just giving grace. Because we forget the dirt that we've done or the harm that we've done to other people, and we hold on to the things that people have done to us and easily release the stuff that we put out there. And it's things have to change. It's a balance, and not everything. Because even in those families, like I said, that's why I always like funerals, because it was the one time where you got to see most of your family, if not your family, and it was a time where we would eat together and laugh, and unfortunately stuff would come up, but it was just that moment. And there's people think I'm weird because I like funerals, but that's why, because it's that one and probably the only time throughout a time period where people are genuinely getting together.
Even though it's a time of mourning, it's still like, damn, I like to see everybody smiling. You're gonna have a couple breakdowns at the repast or to get together the next day or a couple days before.
But it softens people, though. It softens.
You still see the smiling, the love. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, because I can feel it right now. It's like a feeling that you get, like you get that feeling of this is what love is. We know, Tamika, shut up. Oh Lord, but it's
one of the things, staples of my family that that's one of the great memories that I have over my childhood into adult. Like, a funeral will always soften you.
Yeah.
More than others, but definitely overall.
Some more than others, yeah. Some more than others.
Right.
But this was definitely a great conversation. I really, really, really talking to you guys. Y'all get on my nerves, but I love y'all. Enjoy. Especially when me and Nate be having our dialogue. I know sometimes KD be feeling like I can't relate to that shit, but like I said, me and Nate relate in a lot of things. But even still, the dialogue, because KD do be like, oh yeah, I be experiencing that too.
When she let her ghetto chill down, then she be like, oh yeah, I get that.
She real bad ghetto. Real bad.
Why y'all keep coming for me? I've been quiet this whole time.
She a little sleepy. She had a rough night. She might be high. Ain't no telling what's wrong with her. She a little slow.
Late nights and early mornings.
I am not high.
You're not high.
I promise. I promise. I'm in what?
That's what that is.
I'm not high. I don't get high till after the show, but that's neither here nor there.
Help her, Lord. Help her.
But
thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tamika said, I would never shut up. I have a voice and deserve to be heard. Absolutely you do. And on this show, your voice will be heard on this show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, you guys. Follow us on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram at I.Am.She. Facebook and Instagram at I.Am.She Podcast. YouTube under the Artist Exchange. If you would like to become a sponsor, please flood that DM or flood the email at PodcastIAmShe@gmail.com. Do not forget the holiday season is coming up. Please get together if you can with some loved ones. Or if you want to get together with your friends, whatever floats your boat, do what you do, whatever. You want to lay by yourself, do what makes you happy. Thank you guys. If you want to support anything you want to bring awareness to, any show you would like to see on us discuss, follow us, hit us up, let us know. We are always
be a guest,
always taking advice. If you want to be a guest, let us know. PodcastIAmShe@gmail.com is the email. Instagram and Facebook is I.Am.She Podcast, and on YouTube is under the Artist Exchange. Thank you guys for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. See you guys right back here next Saturday at 11 a.m. until we feel like getting off.
Fuck that. No. These are special occasions. 2
hours and 30 minutes. Like, we really went over 30 minutes.
32.35 and counting.
Shut it down.
Thank you guys. See you guys. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. Oh, my back hurts.